Imran Khan was wanting closer relations with China. He wanted closer relations with Russia. That was seen as very controversial. It's one of the things that led to his downfall. Where is Russia's relationship with Pakistan right now? Do you have a relationship?
So as far as Mr. Khan is concerned, I do not share your assessment whether vis-a-vis his approach to China or to Russia. But as far as this government is concerned, we are committed to maintaining relations with all countries, engaging with all countries, and we've seen an enhanced engagement with the Russian Federation since the new unity government has come into power, and we want to develop deep, meaningful relations with economic ties need to be enhanced, a whole host of ties need to be enhanced with Russia. But at the same time, we maintain our neutrality and don't want to get drawn into the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. As far as China is concerned, I already sort of touched on that briefly. We have always, and we will seek to continue to enhance our cooperation with China. If Imran Khan, while in power, also worked with the Chinese government, that is a continuation and not an anomaly as far as Pakistan's foreign policy is concerned. The only person to blame for Mr. Khan's downfall is himself, and I'm sure that history will prove that to be the case.
But among the supporters of Imran Khan, they squarely believe that the army was the one that brought him down. Amongst the supporters of Imran Khan, support for the army is at an all-time low. Many commentators in Pakistan are suggesting that whilst it has been acknowledged by retired army officers that there is a lack of support now for the army, as an institution, the army is still very strong. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that the army is unpopular in Pakistan?
I really appreciate that you've given me the opportunity actually to address this question, because while Mr. Khan's supporters might hold this view, it is not based in reality or fact. As far as the role of the army in Pakistan's politics, well, of course, no one can hide the fact that we have been, sort of more than half of our history, been governed by military rule. And I stand before you today. My party, the Pakistan People's Party, has challenged each and every single dictatorship in Pakistan's history. From the last dictatorship we had was Mr. Musharraf's dictatorship, and Mr. Khan's political history is this, that he has supported every dictator and he's supported every autocrat in Pakistan's history. Even Mr. Khan's rise to power in 2018, it's a well-documented fact, a proven and established fact that he was brought into power through a rigged election in collaboration with some former officers of the Pakistan army. Mr. Khan's problem with the Pakistan's army began in April of last year, when they declared that they would not be involved in politics and they would not take sides. Mr. Khan's issue with the army in Pakistan is not that they're not involved in politics. His problem with the Pakistani army is they're not getting involved to support him. As far as the army's popularity as an institution is concerned, the PTI supporters may be upset with the Pakistan army for not violating the constitution and supporting Mr. Khan, but the majority of Pakistani citizens want the Pakistan army to remain apolitical and not intervene in the politics of the country, and the majority of the people of Pakistan are deeply offended by the actions that took place on May 9th, where Mr. Khan encouraged his supporters to attack army installations in Pakistan, the Corps Commander House in Lahore, the General Headquarters in Rawalpindi, and many military installations. Such an attack has never taken place by any political party in the history of Pakistan. And now, those who were involved in these attacks on our military installations must face the consequences of the law of the land.
But you must agree, and you've almost said it yourself, the Pakistani army does have an outsized influence in Pakistan. That cannot continue the way it is, surely. A change has to come.
But Absolutely. But we are the ones who have, not from today, but for generations, been struggling for that change. We don't believe that that change comes overnight. And we don't believe that change can come by attacking military institutions in the country. The only way that change can come would be for democratic forces and civilian institutions such as parliament to take their place within Pakistani society and exert themselves. Of course, while Mr. Khan was Prime Minister, he paid very little attention to Parliament, and when he should have been leader of opposition, he left Parliament. The fate of Pakistan can't be decided on the streets of Pakistan. It has to be decided by Parliament, and that is the only way that Pakistani democracy can be strengthened. When civilians take their own space, we'll ease the army out of politics.